Appreciate it, guys. Thank you for being here. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Chris Merritt, the head coach at Bryant. You know, he was the head coach at Columbus, right down the road here, and he called me. He had an unfortunate incident when he was there. A young man passed away on his team, so he called me and reached out to me during our situation and during our time that we're still in, and I really appreciated that. It meant a lot, and he gave me some good suggestions on some things, and really appreciate Chris. That shows you the character of him and the type of man he is. So I'll talk a little bit about Bryant. They are a very experienced team. They're a lot older than us. They're a lot more experienced than us. They've got, I think, it's a crazy amount of starters coming back on both sides of the ball, and their quarterback was freshman player of the year and preseason first team all conference. And everything really kind of starts and ends with a really good quarterback. Zevi, number 4, athletic, makes a lot of plays, has a cool moxie to him. I could tell he's a talker, and he enjoys playing the game. They've got good speed, really good running backs, quick, athletic, and they got 2 of the leading receivers in the school's history coming back. Number 17, David Zorillo and Anthony Frederick make plays all over the place, and they're tight end. Number 84 makes a lot of plays, and they play with 2 tight ends a lot with Connor Lathrop. I've been very impressed. And their whole offensive line's coming back. They have 10 guys that have started multiple games. So they're very, very experienced, especially compared to us. Defensively, a lot of defensive players coming back. Up front, Jack Daly, big specimen, physical inside, and then Kenny Dyson and Chris Eaton are excellent pass rushers, number 15 and number 8. And then they got another Shillingford inside, is big, and they're 2 inside backers. It's kind of what makes them go. I think they led their league in tackles last year. Joe Andreas and Ryan Sadler in the secondary. They fly over the place, and they got a couple transfers in too, so I don't know exactly who will be back there in their secondary, but they very experienced defense with a lot of depth. Special teams wise, they lost their place kicker. Don't know who the guy's going to be replacing them. They've got their punter back, their long snapper, and they have a good returner and the tailback, number 24, who's played well for them. So they're the only area their field goal kicker is what they're trying to replace. So they're a football team that comes in here with a lot of experience. And the other thing is, I tried to count it up, but there's at least 20 guys on their team from South Florida. And so I don't know who's on the depth chart, who's on the roster candidates, but there's around 20 guys. So there's going to be a lot of guys that are experienced at being here. And, of course, Chris wants to come back and do really well in his area where he coached a long time at Columbus. So, there's going to be a heck of a football game, and we're excited about playing, and just like I know they're excited about playing. Then I'll go a little bit over our depth chart. Okay, we released our depth chart today. You'll have it when we're done. Depth charts change, but we're excited about what we're doing. So the question everybody keeps asking is about the quarterback. I've been very impressed with our quarterbacks during fall camp. I thought they've made good strides, excellent strides from the spring. But we're going to start Gunnar Holmberg, and then Grayson James will be the backup, and Hayden Carlson will be after that. I've been really impressed with these guys and what they've done. It's been a great competition, and I feel like we got guys. If one of them went down, I feel very, very confident the next guy could step in and get the job done. So I wasn't sure about that at the end of spring, but I'm definitely sure about that at the end of fall, which is a good thing. I was watching a couple games Saturday and watched first-string quarterbacks go down in the first or second series out for the year. So you have to be deep at that position. I feel like we got guys that can make plays there at that spot. And then our other positions are you can look through those and see them. There's always moving parts on defense, especially of what they bring out personnel-wise, what you place with them personnel-wise. If we go base defense, if we go nickel, if we go dime. So there's a lot of moving parts in that area. So you'll see a couple people listed at different spots for those reasons. But I thought our coaching staff has done a good job preparing our guys and working hard. But it's going to be a tough contest against an experienced team. I think we're ranked the 128th least experienced team in America. So you just got to go play them, and you get better by playing. So hopefully we will play well. I'll take any questions at this time.
Coach, I want to start with the quarterback announcement
Yep.
you just made. Two-part question. One, kind of talks of what led you to make the decision to go with Gunner, and then how the depth chart fell out. And second, when did you make that decision made internally?
This morning. Made the decision this morning. But the way, if y'all have seen us practice some, they're all rotating in there. So, a lot of times you're concerned about repetitions. I know everybody hears that, especially when you watch pro football because they don't have as many people out there to practice and get the reps. Our guys got just the same amount of reps, same calls, different looks. So that was good for them. We just felt like coming into it that right now that we felt like Gunner was better for us at this time. But Grayson and Hayden are also very talented guys that we're really excited about their future. And like I said, who knows when they'll get out there? But we felt like at this moment in time for this Thursday that Gunner was the best one for today.
Just one follow-up on that, Coach. As far as the rest of the depth chart, do you kind of feel as far as the TV that you pretty much got the majority of the starting lineup set as what it is? Of course, as you said, it's dependent upon what they come out with. But
Right.
Pretty much set across the board.
Yeah, we are pretty much set at this time. We've had a few guys dinged up here and there, so we've been able to get a lot more repetitions with other guys, which is going to help them as we go into the season and keep playing. It's just so hard early in the season. I'm kind of glad in a way we have an open date early, which you really don't want to play 10 games in a row realistically, but we can play 2 games and then we can kind of see where we sit with everybody because we don't have preseason games. We're just going against each other. So I think that week will kind of be the telltale coming out of that, where everybody sits after our second ball game and that open date.
What's a different feeling? You've done these rebuilding things. Here we are again.
Yeah, here we go again.
How different does
What's that song? Here we go again. Yeah.
how different does it feel right now? And what are the nerves or the anxiety? What's it like right now, not knowing until you see it?
It's always nerve-wracking. There's no doubt about it, and that's the fun part of it. If I'm not having butterflies and the kids aren't and people aren't, if you don't, then I might as well get out of it. So that's the part of it. I don't like waking up in the middle of the night going, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? But that's part of the coaching business. That's part of dealing with young people too. So. I think I'm excited about it. I'm excited about this team. I really am. And I look forward to watching how they perform out there and how we are able to handle certain situations and fight through the good times and the bad times during a game. Because a game's like being on a roller coaster, I tell them. And so you want to keep your hands inside and keep your focus. And so that's what we have to do.
Coach, with Luke, how does the team handle that, as you've seen? And also, did the guys come up with a plan as to how to honor him, his number or a sticker? Or
Yes.
like that?
Well, I was talking to a couple of guys a few minutes ago about the whole thing with Luke still. It's going to keep going on and going on. But it's been tough, to say the least. But at the same time, a lot of the guys really respected Luke, understood that. And I think it's kind of, I've said this before, and I think it's very true. When something like that happens to you, it makes you look inside, retrospective. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all are kind of thinking, wow, young kid, what about my nephew? What about my niece? What about, my own kids? And I think that makes you look and kind of put things back in maybe the right categories, the right perspective. And I think a lot of the young men on our team have done that, and understanding life's fragile, life's precious, take handle of every moment you can. And so I've seen that. And the grieving process goes on for a while, and it will keep going on. I still, I talked about it before, I still think of Chris Cottle 5-6 times a year. When I think about, I played at Georgia Tech, and I see Georgia Tech, and it's like every time I watch Georgia Tech play, I think of Chris Cottle. So that would be something that will carry on a lifetime with Luke. So it's, I don't know the exact answers, I guess is what I'm saying, but I do feel like they've handled it right. they're going the right direction. They're working hard, but at the same time, they're very respectful and they understand as best they can. They're dealing with their grief.
Coach,
And then we're putting a sticker on his helmet, on our helmet, that number 16 Knox with his dates.
Okay.
And then also we're going to have a moment of silence at the game. And then we will not be out there, the team. We'll do it in the locker room. But then when the captains come out, they're going to bring his jersey out.
Coach, with Gunnar, how much did those 12 games that Duke starting experience with the other two guys did not have starting experience in college football? How much did that play a role in the decision?
That did not. We didn't sit there and go because he had 12 games, we're playing him. But just the things he's done, a lot of the things, it looked a little bit smoother at times because he's seen a lot of different things. So that wasn't like a bona fide factor, but I think his experience factor as far as practice and doing the things he's done and understanding things a little bit better earlier on helped in that. But like I said, I think all three of them can make plays. I think all three of them can do. I really do, which is encouraging talent-wise to me. I haven't had that happen the first year I've ever been out of school, ever. That I've had three guys that I thought had talent enough to do some things.
What was the toughest choice on putting that depth chart together? I haven't seen it, but like, was there one that was really, maybe there's an or there, or what was the hardest?
Well, we have an or at running back with E.J. Wilson and Lexington Joseph. I think they're both really good. And at that position, you're rotating those guys quite a bit. So I think those two guys right there are – oops.
Uh-oh.
How much do I owe you for breaking that? I think that those two guys are interchangeable with what we're doing.
Coach, how important is it to get a win on Thursday? Obviously, you want as many as possible, but in terms of setting the tone for the season, how important?
Well, winning's always important, but there's also times you actually get better sometimes as you watch your team get better in a loss. It's happened. But every game we step out there, we want to give everything we've got and find a way to win it. And I always say even winning ugly is better than not winning at all. So however way we can get it done, we would love to have a win for sure. Just like Bryant would love to have a win.
Matt, kind of piggybacking on Walter's question, the secondary, Henry Gray looked like he suffered some sort of injury. Sort of get an update on his status. And
Right.
kind of hopefully the secondary's coming along.
Yeah, Henry had some back spasms and back locked up, and we had to do some things to help that there for a little bit. So he missed about a week or so of practice, which kind of set him back. But the last 9 to 10 practices, he's done really well, and he's going to be starting at corner for us there. And we had some other nicks back there that hurt us preparing. So hopefully they've caught up, and that's also kind of had us have to cut down on not doing as many coverages and that type of thing to make sure we don't have just flat out bust. And so we've cut back a little bit on our install, which every year when I go someplace the first year, you do cut back on your install. Once a kid understands the basics of everything, then you can add to it. Say, okay, we're playing so-and-so, and they do this multiple, and they'll go, Coach, this coverage is best for that. Yeah, that's when we check to it. But they're not there yet. There's no way they could be, really. And especially the injuries we had during fall camp, a little bit nicks here and there. It hurts you on the install because you don't want to install it and they can't practice it, so you wait until they get all out there.
And a follow-up on Brian, you mentioned that you're preparing for Levi Eckes as the quarterback, so that's your preparing for him in terms of last year's opening.
Well, he's really good also, number 10, left-handed kid, can make some plays. That's my opinion. If a guy's freshman of the year, he has the moxie, he set all the records for you, he's coming back as a sophomore. He's got a little bit he has a little bit of that it factor. And number 10 does also. He can make some plays, but I'm just saying the guy played that many games. That's my thought. We'll see when they walk out there, but I would imagine he'll be out there at first. But they both, they have the luxury of having two guys that have experience, which is not always the case.
Hey, Coach, you've been coaching college NFL for over 30 years. Talk about this.
I'm still really young, though. All right. Okay. I started when I was 10. Yeah, okay, thank you. Good answer. Okay.
Just talk to me about this experience. The new program for you, new vision with the new athletic director, and being a part of what you guys signify a new day heading into Thursday.
Yeah, well, there's always great excitement. I can't say enough about what Scott Carr and his whole staff has done, and all the things that they've done, and also our alumni association with Sarah and how they've gotten everybody behind that, and then Ken Jessel and Elizabeth Behar and Javi and all the people with the tailgating and all the different things that we're doing. It has to go from we have to be in line for us to be successful. It's not just me doing it. It's not just Scott Carr doing it. And it's not just administration. We all have to be in line, and we are in line. I think they also understand it takes all of us going in line, and then when things get better and on the football field and they get better in things on the campus and the tailgating and the enthusiasm and all the things, like they had us come speak at all the freshman gatherings and doing different things. We had a huge freshman gathering they've never done before, that was phenomenal out here. And all our players were out there, and there was over 3,000 students, and so all of those type of things I think generate campus loyalty, loyalty to the programs, to the teams, and getting them more involved. The new dorm there helps a lot. Got the new entrance into the stadium for the students and the new tailgating area. So I think it all goes hand in hand, and as we keep hopefully getting better and better and better, it will crescendo one day. Now, when that is, I don't know, but everything will be working in line to have that happen.
With the quarterback situation, are you the type of coach, do you want to have a package for Grayson to get him in, or how do you handle that?
No, what we're going to do is if we feel like we need to put Grayson in, we'll put Grayson in. We don't have a certain package. He knows the whole offense. He can handle it all. But every one of the quarterbacks also has a strength, so you can call certain plays to their strength like you would. But the whole package is open to the quarterbacks for sure.
How about the offensive line? Can you tell us, who won those jobs and how you feel about that?
Yes. Well, we've got two new guys on there that are going to be starting. That Julius, we have Jacob Peace will be starting at tackle, and John Bach, a true freshman, will be starting at guard. So those are new guys that just got here. Lindell Hudson has been slowed by a back injury, so he's missed 70% of practices. So we're working through his situation. He is good to go now, but he missed a while. That was a problem for him, but hopefully he'll be able to get back because he's a really good player, but we'll see. And then we've got Julius Pierce is starting at center, and Shamar Habdi-Lee is starting at left tackle. So that's kind of how we're sitting there. So that's kind of, so we have some new faces in there that just got here that we feel good about, that have done really well. And then hopefully, as Lindell gets healthier, he could be back out there.
Bach was one of your first signees, yes?
Yes, he was. He was the first signee. Yep, he sure was. I could only get out one day because of the dead period, and it was a Saturday, I think, or Friday. I think they played the next day or something. They were in the playoffs. And so I was trying to go by Central and there, but Central's running back or something was winning awards, so they canceled practice that day. So I just was able to go to Gibbons, and I went there. I really didn't know who I was looking for. I knew some guys, but a lot of them committed, and I go, who is that guy? And it was really good. I'm glad I went there, and then he came to the next day and committed and signed on 4 days later. So it worked out really well. Yeah. So we're excited about him. He has a little bit of a heritage in his dad, right? So.
Let's speak back on Walt's question. As far as your linebackers, I know you got Gaten and Jonathan probably be inside. Can we talk about who guys outside of them?
Yeah, so outside backers, we got Alex Nobles that's playing Sam, and then we got Sean Peterson and DJ Kinsler playing the other outside backers. So those would kind of be our guys on the outside backers area. They can really kind of rotate at all three spots. Been very impressed with all three of those guys. Of course, DJ came in the spring, and then Sean we moved over at the end of spring, and then Alex came here in the summer. So they're new guys that fits what they're in. I think the system, of course, Sean was playing running back. But all the players are talking about how good he looks at outside backer, so he does look good. So he'll have some good moments, and then he'll have some learning moments. But I think the more he plays, the more he goes, I think he's going to be a really, really good player out there.
Coach off the field, I want to ask you, how exciting is it for you being able to coach with your son by your side and just trying to build a program for that market?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun coaching with my son, and then my other son's a GA here. He finished playing at Chapman where he played quarterback. So it's been a lot of fun having them around. As a head coach, as a football coach, you miss a lot of times with your kids. I miss a lot of games. I miss a lot of things. So I'm kind of catching up on missed time a little bit. And I know that window is going to be really, really small because they'll both be gone and gone somewhere here in a year or two probably. The way our business is, that's what happens. So I'm going to enjoy the small window I have right now. So my wife's really nice to me because they're close by right now. So that helps.
Coach, one last one. You talk about, the cohesiveness that Bryant has, bringing back a lot of starters. How much does that worry you a bit when obviously, FIU may be the more talented team on paper, but you're trying to bring in a bunch of new guys and get them all settled in as a coach?
It worries you a lot. I mean, I guess worry is not the word. It's a fact. And, they've played together. They're in the same offense, the same defense. I'm pretty sure they've tweaked some things offensively and defense because they're all in the same system. So now they can kind of fix some other stuff that happened to them last year. They all know each other. They know the travel. They know how game day is going to happen. I mean, we haven't even warmed up before a game yet. So we're going to mock that and do that again. So there's all that newness that causes a little bit of anxiety more. And once you're kind of settled in and do it, they won't have near as much anxiety as our guys will. So it's my job to keep that as low as it can be. And then, they've played. So they've played and seen some things. Kind of like a veteran. You watch some veteran pro teams, and you go, well, that guy's older. But golly, he made a lot of plays compared to the guy that can run circles around him. So that is a big concern for us as we play Bryant for sure.
Coach, how do you balance all that anxiety? You mentioned that you'll have a little bit of nervousness. These players obviously.
Yep.
As a head coach, you've been doing this for quite some time now. How do you balance that? What are some techniques you use to help you out?
Well, how you handle your Friday nights, how you handle the Saturday build up to the game, all of that is extremely important with the kids and how you having them prepared best you can have them prepared. So there's a point of trying to do too much over preparing them, and there's a point of doing too less. You got to find that happy medium out. I feel like I can read the teams pretty good and understanding where they are. And there's some times they need to take a deep breath and relax a little bit, and then there's times they got to be extremely focused. But you can't be extremely focused all week long and expect to be focused on Saturday. You got to have some breaks in there, and so we've built those in to be able to try to do that.
Anything else, guys? No. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys.
Jordan, where do you talk about, sixth year? You're the last guy standing for 2017.
Yes, sir. It's just bringing back knowledge from that year, trying to bring back another bowl game pretty much because, none of the guys really got a chance to go to a bowl game like that. And being around, Stanley Thomas, Ike, and all them, and Olin, Richard, that's just a DB group that we was all being able to play together. So trying to get the younger guys on the same level as that pretty much.
So kind of piggybacking off that, since you've been with the last guys who's been to bowl games, do you get a chance to kind of tell some of the young guys like, hey, this is what it takes to be this type of team?
Yes, sir. All the time. I try to tell them all the time about how much fun it is to actually go to a bowl game, and how much it is actually just to keep winning and keep it actually to even go to an event like that because not everybody get to go to one of those.
Dorian, you're on that defense, and obviously you guys lost a brother in Luke. Can you talk about just your feelings and how you're coping with this, you personally, and also the guys and the rest of the defense especially?
Oh man, it hit us all hard actually because we found out the same night. But when we all found out, I tried to just comfort everybody. I ain't try to show it that day. So trying to just comfort everybody, make sure everybody was good. And we just all took it day by day. We all ain't really try to show our emotions too much. We got help from the different coaches, and they brought in a couple of people that we could talk to. But we all stood up here and if anybody needed help, come to us. We could talk it all out as a family, pretty much.
And from what we've heard, that Luke was such a bright light and just such a big personality. Can you speak?
Yeah, he'll bright up any room really. I remember times I'd be down in the morning, he'll brighten me up. So Luke was always high energy. He never let you come in on the meeting like Dell and nothing about let you just sit down somewhere looking mad or nothing. He used to always make fun of me because I had a natural mean face, but he used to always. But I used to I love the man all the time. So it was a hard loss.
Anything else, guys?
Yeah. No, I was gonna say just talk about what you've kind of seen so far on tape for Bryant, what you've seen out of their team.
It's a great team. They're gonna we gotta bring our focus up, like and attack it just like every other week. We have to come to bring our A game. We can't take it lightly. So, but I know for sure we got to just come to play, pretty much.
Eric, can you talk about, like, looking at this depth chart, some of these guys, and maybe break down some of these guys? Hezekiah Masses, talk about him, Demetrius Hill, C.J. Christian, these are guys listed at the top of the DB depth chart. Jamal, Henry, can you talk about some of these guys and what we expect out of them?
Well, Hezekiah actually is a freshman. He surprised everybody. Like he's been doing great. Like on going up for the ball, being able to move his feet, jamming wise. Potts, he able to play like all the different positions, nickel, safety, corner. He's been doing great. Henry, as you heard, coach coming back from injury, he been doing great too, being able to play, like I said, with Potts, different positions. Demetrius Hill is a safety. Me and him, we always go at it in practice. We're gonna be trying to do the better at each other all the time. We've been going at it since summertime, like who's gonna be the better person. So he always made me go better, made me go harder in practice, made me try to be great at any moment I have to be. So I'm looking forward to seeing them actually play in the game.
And what about C.J. Christian?
When CJ actually came in the first time, I was amazed by just how high he jumped, to be honest with you. But then on the field, he run pretty fast. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for the first game just to see how they play. So I know for sure they're gonna make everybody happy. Because as I'm seeing them in practice, I know for sure like how if you playing or not, if you're gonna be able to play good in the game, if you're nervous or not. But I'm just waiting for game time really.
Jordan, if I'm reading this depth chart correctly, it looks like you and C.J. Christian both are at Bandit. What do you kind of see your role being in the defense?
Well, we both know both sides, but Bandit is gonna probably be where I first start at. So pretty much Bandit and then moving around. It depends what kind of defense we're gonna be playing in.
Anything else? Thanks, Dorian.
No problem. Thank you.
He be bluffing. He be smiling.
You talked about the energy around the team and just kind of, Coach Macintyre talked about making an announcement starting quarterback and just kind of what the feeling is entering this week.
We've been preparing for this since January. To finally be able to play a game is very exciting. So we all just ready to play, man. We've been grinding, working hard all year. So it's time to put the pads on now. So.
Can you talk about your rapport with Gunner a little bit?
Say that again.
Can you talk about your connection, your rapport with Gunner a little bit?
Oh yeah. That was my roommate last semester. That's my guy, man. Me and Gunner is really close, and he obviously he's been to some other places and did some things at his last school. Got a lot of experience, and we gonna rock out with him, and I got his back. So that's what's going on.
Talk about the other receivers that are listed here. Look at the depth chart. They're starting along with you. Jalen and Dean, I think they're first-time starters at FIU. What did you see out of them in camp?
Their performance has been tremendous, really good since they walked in the door. Bracy came from JUCO, similar to me, so he came and earned it, and Dean earned it as well. He was a walk-on, earned a scholarship this year. So all of us, we've all been at the bottom before and had to work our way up to, be in a position to be able to produce for our team now.
Tyrese, speaking about, the JUCO rankings, this is your third season. You talk about at Sacred Heart, proving yourself. Last year at FIU, proving yourself, but now here, your second year with FIU, you kind of already have that assumed role. Do you let that comfortability factor that, hey, I'm the guy going in, but I know you're the one that, you have that chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, no, that chip gonna stay there. I got a lot of stuff to prove, and once I start proving myself, and when in my home, obviously when I play at, and I had to prove myself here and stuff. Now it's time to prove myself to the world. So that's what I'm gonna be out there trying to do, and prove my team, prove team success. Just prove our team right, knowing how much talent and how much we've grown, and we just decided to show the world we can do.
You talk about proving yourself, right? The Conference USA rankings came out and y'all were listed last. Do you put any stock into that or any motivation as far as those rankings go?
The best part about being last is you can't go nowhere but up. So that's self-explanatory right there. So we just ready to just prove them wrong. It's as simple as that.
Tyrese, kind of piggyback on this question, talk about Dean a little bit more. It kind of reminds you of yourself. When you first came here, you were a guy who the coaches couldn't stop talking about as far as his work ethic and whatnot. And Dean's kind of had a similar route as well. So you kind of talk about that a little bit with Dean?
Yeah, I watched Dean last year, man. He sat and he waited his turn, man. And when he got in, he was making some plays, and he never complained. He's a hard worker. He's always supportive with everybody. That's a great dude, man. And I kind of took him under my wing and let him know that now is his time to make a name for himself around here. And he earned it. He earned everything that he got, man. And I'm proud of him.
And we'll follow up on that. There was a publication that had you ranked as the 9th best player in Conference USA. Talk about that a little bit.
I don't really like 9, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I mean, that for me to been able to come here and do what I did in 1 year and to be 9 is pretty good. So I was happy with that, but not happy with it at the same time. So it's just, I gotta keep a little edge on me just to keep going. So yeah.
What about the fans here notoriously don't have that many that come out? You're such an engaging personality. Do you get a sense walking around campus that maybe people are excited about the team this year?
Yeah, for sure, man. Our head coach and our AD has been doing a phenomenal job with engaging with fans. This is the first time I've ever seen it since all of the places I've been at. Like a head coach actually going out to the field talking to fans. An AD actually being around everybody. Walking around. You can see Scott and talk to him like a regular person. That's huge. Because the fans, need to know who these people is, and they seen them, seen their energy. Everybody's excited, man. It's going to be a good turnout. It's going to be a great turnout.
And going off of that, if you had a message to them to get them to come out on Thursday and support, what would you say to get that stadium packed?
Man, come see what's going on. We excited. I'm pretty sure in the past it's been like rough getting them in the cage, man. But we done designed everything, and we getting them more engaged as well. So we got a lot of activities for them. And we've been working hard to get this thing turned around. So we need their help, and we can't do this without them. So
Anything else, guys? Awesome.
awesome. Appreciate it.